All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the Solano College Sports Network. My name is Drew Kirby. Alongside me, my broadcasting partners Holden Beers and Blake Molina. We should have a great game on our hands tonight as Solano is set to face off Contra Costa in the 5th conference game of their season. Holden, I'm going to go to you first. What can you tell me about this Contra Costa team?
Well, Contra Costa is led by Nakia Youngblood, number 8. She comes off the bench, though, but she averages almost 26 a game and 9.9 rebounds a game. We'll call it 10 rebounds a game. She also is a really good defender, averaging 4.9 steals a game and 2 blocks a game. And she honestly carries their team as no one else on the team averages over 10 points overall. And the thing they're going to need to do tonight to beat this Solano team is out-rebounding them, as Solano is a very good rebounding team and Contra Costa has not been a very good rebounding team. They've been a very good perimeter team defending the 3. They're going to need to get down the post tonight to beat Solano.
Yeah, I'm really interested in her matchup with Amari Mason tonight. Should be a great game on the glass and on the scoring. Blake, what can you tell me about the Solano team?
Well, yeah, you just kind of mentioned Amari Mason. That's who I have circled as my player tonight. Our last broadcast we did, she had a monster 20-20 game. In conference play, she averages 18 and 18. On the season, she averages 14 and 11. So I'm expecting a big game from her and for Solano to dominate the board. Also, too, Solano's been very well at home protecting the nest, 6-0, and they are on a 6-game winning streak. So we'll see if they can keep their regular winning streak alive and their home winning streak.
Yep, and we are now ready for the Solano starters.
Jay Dixon, Fairfield High School.
Aaliyah Hayes, Intercom High School.
Julia Wright, Heritage High School.
Kimani Wilburn, Western Ranch High School.
Macy Wilcox, Rio Vista High School.
All right, and this game is almost set. Whistle blows is Julia Wright for Solano for jump ball.
A little bit of a different lineup than we're used to, as I'm noticing. Macy Wilcox in the lineup. The last broadcast we saw, she was on crutches and hurt, so it's good to see her back on the floor. Also, Kimani Wilburn subbing in for Ibarra into the starting lineup, so Ibarra will come off the bench tonight along with Amari Mason.
Here's the corner. That one no good. Rebounded Solano's way, long board.
That's going to be huge for Solano tonight, getting those rebounds against this very small and outnumbered Contra Costa team.
That shot no good by Julia Wright, but she was 5 for 8 from distance in their last game, so we're looking for her to shoot it again this game. So now here's Contra Costa looking to score the first points on tonight's game.
Yeah, Holden, kind of like you were saying, Contra Costa lacks in size. That should be a big key for Solano, as they're already a top 10 rebounding team overall this season.
2 seconds left on the shot clock. Contra Costa forced to throw up a 3. That one no good. Rebounded by Wilburn, and she's going to push and is going to find Aaliyah Hayes.
Good fast break opportunity there for Solano, taking advantage of the numbers.
Full court press by Solano to start this game off early. And I like that. I mean, we know time and time again this Solano team is great defensively. They get a lot of steals, so I'm looking for them to apply this pressure tonight.
Yeah, I like that they're starting off aggressive. I mean, we just started this game. Julia Wright gets the steal there. It should be an easy 2 points.
And there we go. So Solano up 4-0 early in this game.
Yeah, Solano's going to look to force a lot of turnovers tonight, as that's what won them their last home game against Mendocino.
So the whistle is blown. I believe that's a foul on Solano. So Contra Costa will take it up. Here's number 32, Georgies. She goes triple teams, finds her teammate.
Way to get out of the trap by Contra Costa.
Great layup by Bernie, but unable to make it. Rebounded Julia Wright. And able to get it back up was Wilcox. So now 6-0 early for Solano.
Great effort by Wilcox right there to get her own rebound after her missed shot.
So Contra Costa get the chance to take it up again. passing it inbounds. Full court press. This Contra Costa team's got to get moving. As they do, great pass.
They're doing a nice job of beating the press right now after these last 2 possessions. They're getting past half court and getting their offense set and getting. They had an open shot last time. They just couldn't get it in.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Contra Costa has to hurry. Body hits the ground, and that is a foul call by Dixon.
That's a very late whistle. Very late. Yeah, Holden, you were saying, you know, Contra Costa's beaten the press the last 2 times down the floor, and that's been good. But, you know, it's one thing to beat the press. You got to capitalize, though, too. If, you know, it doesn't do too much if you're beating the press but not, you know, ending up, you know, Contra Costa, excuse me, is going down and scoring points. So Solano kind of just needs to, I don't want to say tighten up. I mean, they're playing very, you know, good style defense right now, but just push the pressure a little more. Like I said, you know, I kind of say don't take your foot off the gas type of mentality.
Bernie goes 1 for 2 from the line, so now Contra Costa's on the board. Here's Wilburn down low, finds Aaliyah
Nice
Hayes.
ball movement.
Corner 3, that one, air ball. And Contra Costa's able to get the rebound was Kaya Nash.
Good ball movement from Solano. Unfortunately, someone left the door open, and it is windy and cold out here tonight.
You should trademark that, Blake. I love it.
I'll work on it.
There's Nash.
Nice
Great
ball
feed.
movement.
That one no good. Rebounded by Jay Dixon, and she is going to push. Wilcox down low, going to drive in. That one no good. Rebounded by Hayes, and what do you know? Another shot.
That's automatic. I've known that from experience, you know, calling games for a year and seeing some of these players. She was doing that even when she was a freshman. That is her bread and butter, those fast break kind of stop and pop mid-range shots.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That is her spot as Solano is up 8-1 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
And she got that open shot off of an offensive rebound. And that's really what Solano needs to do tonight is control the boards against a smaller Contra Costa team.
I'm telling you, when Aaliyah Hayes is on the floor and, you know, she's in that peripheral area of the mid-range, her teammates are looking for her. I can guarantee you that. Her teammates are always looking if she's in that mid-range area. She was in the right place, right time with the offensive rebound, but for the most part, if she's in that 15, or 10 to 20 foot range, she's, you know, they're going to look for her, and she's going to hit that shot 9 out of 10 times.
So here's Nash taking it inbounds. Substitutions were made for Solano. Ali Ibra coming in for Wilburn.
Almost a steal by Hayes. And again, Contra Costa breaking the press.
So here's Georgie. Nash working on it. And what about that? Great block by Dixon.
It's a perfect time block right there by Dixon.
Hey, exactly. Perfectly timed. I couldn't agree more with that. Well said.
That's just her skill set. Great defense, as there is almost a great steal by Julia Wright, but it's still going to stay Contra Costa ball. But only 6 seconds left on the shot clock, so.
You got time. 6 seconds is a lot of time in basketball.
Here's Nash, able to get that bucket.
Good move. Nice patience by Nash. Put it up.
Look at that. Hayes in the corner, going to pass it up to Dixon. Out to Julia Wright.
Nice
Swings
ball
one more.
movement.
Corner 3. No good. Rebounded by Bernie.
If Wilcox doesn't hesitate, I believe that goes in. There was a slight hesitation on that shot, just for about a half a second.
It seems whenever players kind of hesitate, it just never seems to go in. You know, you got to shoot it with confidence in a game like this.
You know, I saw Steph Curry do that a few times too, and that's when I knew you don't hesitate. I mean, the greatest shooter of all time does that, and he's still missing.
Bernie's shot, no good. Rebounded by Julia Wright. Now here's Wilcox on the fast break, able to make the layup. Now Solano is in double digits.
Nice pass by Hayes right there to get the fast break and get Wilcox open for the layup.
5 minutes left to go in this first quarter.
Again, they beat the press. They're doing a great job of that so far.
Again, though, they are, but they have to capitalize. They can't turn as Julia picks up the
Miss. Loose ball is going to stay Solano.
should be with, yeah, it looked like
Almost hit the splits was Jade Dixon.
yeah, she looks a little shaken up. I hope she is okay, and it looks like she is.
She almost got that offensive rebound, too, coming down on the fast break with good effort. I liked it. Just hopefully she's all right after the fall.
I will say one thing, you know, and Solano with, you know, obviously I know they know what kind of team this is and their record. You know, Solano's not being easy. They're playing tough like this is a playoff type matchup. This is a conference game, so this has a lot of meaning regardless of your record.
And Solano's still undefeated in conference games, so they're trying to keep that undefeated mark.
Yeah. A lot going right for Solano right now.
That was a nice block on the defensive end by Wright as well. Caused them to get the ball back.
Turn around, and again another miss.
I was just getting ready to say I haven't seen there's been a couple of Solano subs and we haven't seen Amari Mason, and she's actually sitting waiting to check in. And I'm sure right when she checks in, her impact will be felt on both ends of the floor.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It was a deep three. That was by Zavala. That one was no good. So now Dixon's going to push it up for the Solano team. Bad pass is going to cost a Solano turnover. Turnovers like that are just something you can't allow if you want to be.
That's very uncharacteristic, too, by Dixon right there. She's always been a good floor for this Solano offense, and on defense as well. She's always been good at, you know, getting the steal and leading that fast break, and just an uncharacteristic pass right there by her.
Yeah, she's not usually the primary ball handler in most situations, but she is called upon at times and trustworthy to operate and run the offense. No doubt about that.
McKay Nash working on Mason. And like you said, great defense by Mason.
A couple good little pumps by Nash. She just kind of overshot it, and they're actually going to overturn it. They're going to say Solano got fingertips, so it'll stay with Contra Costa. Couple of late calls in this one.
Yeah. Now Contra Costa will get a chance to put some more points on the board. Tipped up in the air by Ibarra. But it will stay Contra Costa ball with just 6 seconds left to go. Gotta get a shot quick. It's Hunley. Georgie's got to pull it. Floater no good, but a foul right at the end of the shot clock. Unfortunate for Solano. It was a great defensive possession.
She wanted that swat, too. She wanted to get that thing out of the building.
Yeah, she was looking. Ibarra was definitely looking to send it into the fourth row, but unfortunately, she bails Contra Costa out of that shot clock violation. They have a chance for 2 free throws.
First free throw is good for Georgie's.
Georgie's on the season, the third leading scorer on this team, averaging right under 8 points a game. As we kind of talked about, besides Youngblood, who averages 25, no one averages more than 8 points. So it'll be interesting to see who decides to step up and score tonight.
Corner three was good. That was Ella Gervasani. So now 13-4 Solano up with just 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Here's Nash. Layup no good. Rebounded Ibarra.
That was a nice catch and shoot opportunity there for Gervasoni, and she just shot it right when she caught it, and it went in. That was a nice shot in the corner for her.
Yeah, when she was a freshman last year, when in her small amount of minutes, she was known for a shooter and kind of playmaker, and then more bigger role, so to speak. She still shoots and will run the plays, but she'll kind of look for her own shot a little more, and she's a lot more aggressive compared to her freshman year on the boards.
And Nash steps out of bounds, which will go Solano away. Julia Wright just subbed out for Macy Wilcox.
It's another turnover by Contra Costa right there. Solano's been playing really good defense so far.
There's Ibarra down low. Finds the corner, and Jaden Reed, she's going to drive in. and he's going to get contact. So now Solano, with just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in his first quarter, has a chance to go up double digits early. Almost in, but just misses.
Couldn't get that roll. You know, one thing, too, that I've kind of noticed, it seems like Contra Costa has turned over the ball quite a bit. And in the turnover battle, Contra Costa only has 3 turnovers. Solano has 2, and it kind of seems like they have more, but they're kind of like neck and neck. And I think, you know, early in the game, obviously there's plenty of time, but I think both teams kind of need to just be careful and clean up the turnovers just a little bit as we see Solano turn it over for their 3rd time. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. That was not a turnover.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Just tipped. I believe that was Hunley. Solano's still going to get a chance to put up points. Great defense by Nash, and that is going to be a turnover on Solano, so there's a 3rd one.
Just as you were talking
Just
about.
a little early.
Just as you were talking about, the turnover battle seems pretty one-sided, but now they're even 3 and 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Ball was tipped by Elliot Gervasani. So deep 3, and that one is cash. Gina Hunley makes her first shot, so she's on the board with 3 points.
Man, they might need to change the net. I barely heard it swish. Great shot overall.
Loose ball goes to Solano. Here's Mason up top. Gervasani, good pass by him.
Solano does seem like they're rushing a little bit. They still have about 13 seconds left. They're going to get the foul there, but it seemed like they were really kind of rushing this particular offensive possession.
Contra Costa's playing some pretty solid defense right there. I mean, in
yeah,
the zone, they were doubling and causing them to pass the ball a lot. Maybe that's what they need to be doing on defense to maybe cause some more turnovers.
I'm just pretty much I agree with you 100% on the defense. I think Contra Costa's kind of taken me a little bit by surprise on the defensive end, but they're like, so far, I know the score's a little different. They're not playing like their record kind of shows, especially on the defensive end. Their offense is struggling a little bit right now, but I think defensively, like, this team isn't as advertised. They're better than on paper.
There's Nash up top, working on Jay Dixon. Good move, pull-up jumper. That one is not.
She was looking to shoot that right as she got the ball. She kept looking at the basket, trying to find an open shot.
Mason. Down low with Barrow wide open, and she's going to get it.
Good ball movement. Jay Dixon was sort of the maestro in that situation that led to the easy 2 points.
Nearly a steal. Dixon tipped the pass right there, but Contra Costa breaks the press.
That shot no good by Georgie's. Samari Mason, you know she's going to push it. Nice Jaden Reed. Mason
might have the highest IQ on this team as she's pulling for 3. A little strong there. But Solano has a lot of smart players, but Amari Mason's basketball IQ is a little bit on a different level from what I've seen.
Yeah, it is. This Solano's team is very mature.
Absolutely.
They know when to make the right passes and when to make the right reads, and because of that is why they are such a good team.
They're also very well coached, which makes them so mature for them. I mean, that they always know where to go on offense and on defense, whether they're in zone or in man. They know where to go.
Shot clock is turned off. Just 8 seconds to go in this first quarter. Here's Mason for 3. Rattles in and out.
In and out. Yeah, I just wanted to go off Holden real quick as the first quarter is going to end. Talking about the coaching, Coach Matt has really done a great job in the about 2 years I've been doing this and calling both games. A few semesters I was in the class. We kind of talked about it off camera where whereas his coach, he would do some questionable plays, some timeouts. There was a game last year where they were up about 15 and just gave up the lead. He kind of, there was talk about, there was some kind of blame on him, but he's really kind of negative aspects aside and said, hey, I'm the coach of this team. This is my team. I don't care about the outside noise. And he has this team playing phenomenal basketball. I mean, they're riding a 6-game winning streak. They're 12-6 on the season, and they're undefeated at home. It is, obviously it's better to play at home than on the road, but it's still hard to hold down the home fort and be 6-0. I mean, they're doing a good job. And if they win tonight, win streak increases to 7, and they're 7-0 at home.
Yeah, no doubt. He is a great coach, and you could just look at the stadium. You could just look up and see all the championships the Solano team has brought us. It is definitely a great program led by a great coach. So 16-7 at the start of the second quarter is underway.
A huge stat I want to point out right now for Contra Costa is they're only 2 of 14 from the field, 14% overall. Solano's playing great defense overall defending these shots, and they're causing Contra Costa to miss all these shots, and the only points they're really getting is from that 1-3 they had and the free throws that they've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the score doesn't show it, but it's kind of been, in a way, a defensive battle. Obviously, Solano has the advantage not only because of the score, but how they've been playing on defense. But, I mean, really, this Contra Costa team's defense has really took me by surprise, and I feel like for an opponent as Solano is, like they're at the top right now, considered a juggernaut, they're playing them very well. We do have a lot of game left, and, you know, this game could flip on its side if it wants to. But, I mean, if Contra Costa can keep pace with the defense and just start to hit some shots, I mean, I think we're in for a good game.
You might be right about that, Blake, as second quarter is underway. Here's Julia Wright for 3. Can't leave her open. That one good. Beautiful shot by Julia Wright. So that is going to make it 19-7, open up this second quarter.
Absolutely bottom from Julia Wright.
And you're absolutely right about that, Drew. You cannot leave her open, especially on the wing right there. That's her spot, and she's going to make that almost every time.
Yeah, that in the top of the key. As here's Georgie's for 3. That one no good. His top of the backboard. Offensive rebound by Hunley.
It's a nice block by Mason right there.
You know,
on the post.
You really can't, you know, Julia Wright in particular, you can't really leave too many of these Solano players open. A lot of them are sharp shooters, and they will, a lot of them can hit bottom of the net, not just Julia Wright. She does it particularly on a higher clip compared to some of the other players, but a lot of Solano can shoot.
Fouled by Mason, as that is Nash going to the line.
She's shooting 2 or 3.
I believe that's
I think that was
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah, she was just in front of the three-point line.
I didn't know. I only asked because it looked like her foot was on the line too, so I didn't know what they were going to call there.
And this is the second time for Solano where they're just right there. The shot clock is about to expire, and they foul last second. Just got to limit those as much as you can for the rest of this game. As the first one by Nash is good.
Yeah, Nash on the season averaging 7.5 points, 4 boards, 2 assists per game, or excuse me, 3 assists per game. She kind of gives you everything, but again, not too many scores on this Contra Costa team except number 8, Nakia Youngblood, who we've talked about already, averages well over 20 points a game.
Julia right in the same spot that hits a 3, and she steps out of bounds, it looks like. So a costly turnover for Solano. The ball.
That was great pressure there on the defensive end by Nash on the three-point line to, you know, pressure and get her to step out of bounds. It was pretty good defense right there for Contra Costa.
Now here's Hunley. Setting up some type of play. Here's Georgie's top of the key. Gonna pass out to Hunley. She takes a deep 3. That one too short. Long rebound by Dixon, and they're off. Ibarra running it. She's going to take it up herself, off the backboard and in.
I just want to point out, Jay Dixon just threw a nice kind of no-look pass because Aaliyah Hayes was in the corner wide open, and she looked at her and then threw the ball right to Ibarra as Mason will get the steal and the score.
Interception. Pick 6, if you will.
Yeah, and as you were saying, that was a really nice pass. She kind of faked over to Wilcox and went right over to Ibarra in the post. I mean,
yeah,
that was a great play.
Yeah, Aaliyah Hayes was trailing. She was wide open in the corner, and then right at the last second flipped it to Ibarra. That was awesome. And then, of course, Amari Mason coming up with the steal and her getting the easy 2 points. So now, you know, game's starting to get just a tad out of hand. We do have plenty of time left in this one, though, and as long as Contra Costa's defense kind of keeps up, and they just need to hit shots. I really, you know, I keep sounding like a broken record. I feel like that's kind of their only issue right now. If they were making some of their shots, I mean, I feel like they'd be in this one, or the score wouldn't be so lopsided early.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They've taken a lot of deep threes also, which is also something that I'm a little worried about. Maybe just take a step in, make sure, close enough.
Too much isolation ball. I feel like the minutes, right here on the top of the key, it was a few possessions ago. Holden, you were saying Nash was looking to shoot that ball right away. Yeah, you can't always look for your shot when you have two people. She had Jay Dixon and I believe Aaliyah Hayes on the sides of her. You can't always look to shoot for that. So I would say just kind of for Contra Costa, kind of chill off the ISO ball. You don't have to go away from it because you might need Nakia Youngblood to kind of go to ISO a few times. But spread the ball around, let everybody touch it once, and then whoever has the best shot or an open shot, then put it up. We've seen Solano do that, and they hit that shot 5 out of 6 times. Or excuse me, 4 out of 5 times.
And it's especially hard to do an isolation ball against the zone that Solano is running because you're going to get double teamed almost every time. Got to have more ball movement on their offense. I agree.
Less turnovers.
That was a little uncharacteristic by their offense, though. They've been beating that press almost all game. I guess Nash wasn't ready for the pass right there.
Just some miscommunication by Contra Costa. Here's Julia Wright, same spot. That one too short. It's going to be Contra Costa ball.
I knew the moment it left her hands, it felt awkward, and it was a really just a high arcer.
And that one is stolen by Julia Wright. She might just shoot it. Why not? She's not going to miss 2 in a row.
I heard I didn't say anything because I heard Coach Matt yell, "Shoot it!" like super loud, so I was trying to hold back my laughter. But a great shot as Aaliyah Hayes gets the steal.
That one was off of Hunley's hands.
3 straight turnovers on the press for Contra Costa. Solano's found a way to use this press to their advantage on the defensive end.
Almost stolen. Jump ball. That's going to go the other way, it looks. Oh, no, excuse me. Going to stay Solano ball. Nope.
Oh, no, it is going to be Contra Costa's ball, yeah.
Contra Costa, yeah.
That's not
I swear
on.
I saw the hand movement.
Respectfully, that's not on us. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's not on us.
That was an early jump ball call, too, I think, because Dixon
Very early.
basically had the ball just by herself. Nash only had one hand on it, and another turnover for Contra Costa right there.
Which makes it now 4 in a row.
Yep, 4 turnovers in a row.
And if Solano scores, if I'm Contra Costa, I got to call a timeout. And Nash gets a steal.
Good steal.
Going to run fast break, 2 on 4, going to slow it down, which I think is smart.
Very smart by Nash to slow it down right there.
Top looking for someone to get open.
Nice ball movement.
Nice. Yeah. See, they need to do more of that.
Yeah.
Go to the 2-man game if you need to, but move the ball around. Just, don't feel so cluttered.
Here's Aaliyah Hayes, mid-range. That's good.
She'll
6
splash
points
it and
for
cash
Hayes.
it every time.
She's like a mini magician out there. I mean, seriously.
She's if anyone is described as a motor on this team, she's the first person I'm looking at. Whether she starts or comes off the bench.
Swatted out of bounds by Mason as Aaliyah Hayes is going to take a seat.
I like the, I want to say too for Coach Matt, because I'm pretty sure he's taking advantage and he knows. Contra Costa doesn't have that many players, so he's keeping his rotations very fluent with the substitutions. I like that. That's smart.
Here's Julia Wright on the wing for 3. Good.
She is a sharpshooter out there. I mean, it goes in almost every time she gets it.
She's wearing that black cuff because she don't want the smoke coming off.
Third 3 of the night for Julia Wright as she leads the Solano team with 11 points as a steal by Jay Dixon. She's going to take it up herself and hit the layup. 33-11. And that's just how basketball is. I mean, you blink for 1 second, and it's just a huge lead, just like that.
Very well said. I couldn't agree more.
And that's going to be a travel on Nash.
Oh, and she just got a tech as well, slamming her hands on the court after the call.
Right in front of the ref.
Yeah, that was frustration.
And when you're when you're down this much, you just can't let your emotions get the best of you.
It's hard when, I mean, they've had 6 turnovers over their last 8 possessions. It's just that full court press for Solano has just flipped the switch, and it's working now.
Yeah.
Hold up for the game.
Yeah, okay. I think they were deciding who's going to shoot the technical.
This is Julia Wright. That one misses. And she goes 0 for 2 from the line.
That's so shocking. She just drilled like 3 threes, but can't make free throws. That's always the thing that just the Nick Young meme with all the question marks. You know, you're an awesome shooter from anywhere on the court, but you go to the free throw line, clink, clink. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I like to mention she has 11 points, and that's the same total as Contra Costa's entire team right now so far. She's been playing pretty good.
Well, even as a freshman, she came in with a lot of, high expectations, and they were saying, even though she was a freshman and stuff like that, that she was ready to go and even to get in that starting lineup.
Good defense by Jaden Reed there.
And now with another year under her belt, I mean, sky's the limit. The arrow just keeps going up for Julia Wright.
So now here's the corner. It is Cash. That was Amira Muzu.
And that was a nice job by her to find the corner after inbounding and knowing she was going to have an open shot and just shot it after she caught it.
As Wilcox down low, finds Ibarra down low. And they're going to call it jump ball, was it?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Jump ball, so Solano will keep possession of the ball. As Ella Rivasani is coming in for Julia Wright.
Yeah, she gets a well-deserved rest and some hand claps there. She's having a great first half, and we got a whole second half to play.
Now just 5 minutes left in the second quarter. There's Ella on the wing. Back out to Jay Dixon. Jaden Reed's going to try it. That one too strong. Rebounded by Wilcox and rattles out. Excuse me, that was Rivasani, I believe. Nonetheless, here is Georges. And great defense by Jaden Reed.
Another Contra Costa turnover.
Now Wilcox going to slow it down. Give it out to her point guard, Jay Dixon. She's going to try the mid-range, and she is going to make it.
Like you were saying earlier, how Solano is using a lot of their depth to substitute and keep their players fresh. I think that's already affecting Contra Costa's offense with these turnovers. Maybe some lazy passes happening, and Solano being fresh with their hands on the defensive end, getting all these steals.
Yeah, unfortunately for Contra Costa, it's just lack of not having enough players. Solano keeping the substitutions fluent, like right here, Mason coming in for Jay Dixon. That's a great substitution in particular because they practically play the same position. They're almost kind of the same player, so that's a good substitution. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, if Contra Costa had more players, I think they'd be kind of doing the same thing as Solano. I feel like the strategies would kind of be similar, but unfortunately, just lack of players is kind of holding them back potentially. We won't truly know.
Second one is good. As more substitutions we put in, Ibarra is going to take a rest, as well as Macy Wilcox.
Dixon going back in after she was just subbed out.
Did she even sit down?
Yeah.
No, that's a legit question. Did she even sit down?
As Mason is going to find Jaden Reed. She's going to drive in, pass it out to Joe Dixon for 3. That one no good. And loose ball is going to make it Contra Costa ball with just 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. For
Solano minus Gervasani, she's in there for an extra playmaker and ball handler. Solano's got a lengthy lineup out there right now.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the size advantage over a shorter Contra Costa team. I like it.
Ella Gervasani.
Oh, miscommunication there.
Contra Costa is going to go in transition. No good. Offensive rebound. That one no good. Another offensive rebound, and that time it is good.
That's what happens when you have a 3-on-1 fast break. They can all get the rebound if you miss.
Paris Burney with the score there.
So a timeout is called by Solano as they are up 35-17 with just 3 minutes left to go until halftime. Any other thoughts on this Contra Costa team other than, you know, they just got to start making the shot?
I mean, you know, again, even though the score is lopsided, I mean, they're not giving up on either end. The defense is still, I mean, it could be better, obviously, because of the points, but, I mean, they're playing Solano, I feel like, kind of to the best of their abilities. Solano it's just about depth. I mean, it goes back to that. In particular, this lineup, they just made a few substitutions, but the lineup that was just out there, minus Gervasani, they were lengthy. Now they're even more. They've got more length with subbing Gervasani out and putting back in Julia Wright, Aaliyah Hayes, a couple more moves too. So they subbed out Ibarra and Gervasani for more length and just spread the floor. And I think this might be kind of the supposed death lineup. This could be the best lineup that we see Solano put out tonight.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you there, Blake. As here's Julia Wright. That's her spot. High arc and another three for Julia Wright.
That's number 4 on the night.
Activate her takeover right now. I mean, she's 4 for 5 from the 3. And it's just the first half.
Now 20-point game. It's Contra Costa desperate for a shot. That one all air as Mason gets a rebound. And you know she's going to want to push.
All the way.
She's so fast on those fast breaks, man. If she finishes that layup, that's just an ISO play right here across the court.
What I'm getting ready to say right now, too, she's sometimes just too fast, and that shows it because she missed that layup right there, unfortunately.
That 3 was good by Contra Costa. That was number 3, Kimberly Zavala.
They're moving
Julia
it.
Wright, why not let it fly? That one too short and is rebounded by Christina Hunley.
I'd let that slide. I think that's her heat check shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
The 4 before that, they were all absolute swishes, so we'll call that a heat check shot.
Now here's Georgia's going to drive in. Going to find the corner and stepped out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, and she knows, too. Zavala kind of knew right away. She said, oh, man. She looked down at her foot. She looked down and said, oh, man. Unfortunate turnover, but it happens.
Well, actually, it was caused by a tipped pass there by Solano, which caused the pass to be a little inaccurate and caused her to step back and put her foot out of bounds.
Not the person you want to shoot. She passes it up for
No-look
Dixon
pass
for 3.
right there by Wright.
That was a nice no-look pass.
That one was no good by Jade Dixon. Just a minute and 30 left to go until halftime.
And that just shows Julia Wright's IQ, too. I mean, she knew she was going to get the double team because she's been shooting it so well from that spot. She just knew someone was going to be open and threw the no-look.
Yeah, Solano, like we said earlier, Solano's team, they have a lot of smart players and a lot of high basketball IQ players.
Intercepted by Jade Dixon. She's going to take it all the way for an easy 2 points. We've seen that a couple times tonight.
That's what Dixon does. I mean, she's got those long arms. She can intercept almost any pass.
Foul call there on Solano. Ella Gervasani with the foul.
Looks like number 10, Paris Burney for Contra Costa is a little shaken up. She's grabbing like her side, potential lower rib area. She is grimacing right now. We do hope she is okay as she's staying out on the floor, but you can tell she's grimacing.
So now here's Georgie's up top. Just 15 seconds to work. Gotta find something, but this Solano defense, it is suffocating as there's another steal by Jade Dixon and another easy 2 points.
And that's just the fatigue setting in for this Contra Costa offense. Their passes just look a little lazy, I guess. And Dixon was ready for that, and she jumped on that pass.
Rebounded by Wilburn. They're going to push again. Here's Wilcox. Slow it down. Find Julia Wright on that wing. 8 seconds left to go.
Nice ball movement.
That one no good. And that is going to... Almost able to get that shot off, but not quite as that buzzer sounds. And Solano has doubled up this Contra Costa team. Holden, I'll start with you. What do you want to see from this Contra Costa team?
I mean, I think in that second quarter, what really spread the score out was their turnovers, as they had 11 in just that second quarter, 14 overall in that first half, double what Solano had, and they also only 21% from the field, just can't make their shots. I mean, it's tough. This Solano team might just be better.
You know what? I mean, I agree with everything you said about Contra Costa, but Solano, they're just the better team right now, unfortunately, and they're just playing very well. So as long as they keep up the pace and keep things going on the offense and defensive end, I think we'll be all good.
Well, Holden, typically you would send it to me, but since you're still a rookie, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. And folks, before we cut away to halftime, I have the opportunity to issue a certificate. As you know, with our sports broadcasting program, we are the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program. We are certified by the state of California as a job training program, and completing the program, boy, we're going to be so sad to lose you, is Blake Molina. Blake, here's your certificate.
Thanks, Puff. I
Man,
appreciate you.
I appreciate all that you've done. And, boy, I tell you, you talk about like a comeback player of the year. The start a couple years ago wasn't really strong,
Shaky.
but, man, and you know what it was? Once we got you in the studio, that was your strength. You got your confidence, and then that just translated into the broadcast booth. And, man, you've just been crushing it this last 2 semesters. So we appreciate everything you've done for the program. That doesn't mean that you can't always come back and do some games, because we'd love to have you.
Oh, I would love to come back. Again, thank you, Pa, for just having the program in general and helping me through those kind of shaky starts, like you said. Cameron Anderson, too, I know you're not here, but thank you so much. You have done a lot for me, as well as you, Zach, for keeping me afloat. So thank you, guys, and I wish you guys the best. And thank you again, Poff, and I think we're going to look forward to a good second half, and we got one more game, too, so I'll be here for that, too.
If you've been watching the live broadcast, you know we've got a little trouble with the color gradient.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to go off the air. We're going to get that fixed, but we'll be back in time for the start of the second half. We'll be back.
Kimani Wilburn here. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Solano College Sports Network. I'm your host, Jaden Smith, on this very special edition of On Campus. I'm here with Ale Ibarra. And all right, you went to Vannon High School and you were on varsity for
2 years.
2 years. And recently you made the change to go to Solano Community College. And what was that jump from going to high school to college?
In all honesty, it wasn't really that big of a jump, to be honest. Vannon is like a really is like known for being like a really like high stakes, high like impactful team. We played like teams from across the country whenever we go to like our Vegas tournament. So going from like that high intensity to like Solano was really not that big of a jump. It was still a jump, and I still had to like put some work in throughout the summer, but it really wasn't like nearly going from like here to like across the country or something. It was more like a 2-mile walk.
That's good. That's good. So I wanted to ask you, since you are a sophomore now on the team, I guess a veteran, I guess you could say, what could you say to those newer teammates that come along, the freshmen? What can you say to them to help them make that leap to college basketball?
To make the leap, I would say like you generally do have to put time into yourself. Like I went to the gym every day. I did a lot of solo workouts, and then I also watched a lot of film. One thing I could push a lot would be like watching film, because I feel like it can be, I wouldn't really watch like pro sports. I would just watch like the level that you're at. So as long as you watch a lot of film, you learn from it. I think your mental game is just as important as like your game in the sport as well.
That's great. So you are a sophomore. Do you have plans to attend a 4-year college after this, or do you want to continue playing basketball, or do you want to change your career and go towards something else?
I'm pretty set on like hopefully like getting a scholarship to a 4-year and continuing like my career with basketball as well. If it doesn't end up that way, I would probably be like a little hurt. My goal really is just to keep playing basketball while also like getting an education.
Well, that's great. So I want to ask you, what is your favorite thing about this team currently? What was the best moment? What's something you can always remember about this team? Is there something that happened behind the scenes?
It would probably be, I have a tendency to, like, throughout games, sometimes I'm like a taller player, I'm a bigger player. The little guards, sometimes they make the mistake of running in front of me. Okay. And every time they come into my way, I tend to like knock them down on the floor. And like every time my team's reaction is always hilarious to that. Because now it's like kind of like a thing, like how soon is it going to happen in a game? So I feel like those reactions to like funny moments like that.
So they're kind of trying to expect it a little bit?
Yeah, it tends to happen a lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, I also want to ask you, what's your favorite team right now? In the WNBA, in the NBA, what's your favorite team that you're always looking for?
My favorite team, I don't really watch like professional sports like that. I would go like more to like the NCAA, like Division I.
Okay.
I do like enjoy Elisa Peely's game, so I would just say Utah.
Okay.
Just for Elisa Peely alone. That's really it.
That's it? Like not even like Kaylin Clark or
No, well, I don't shoot threes like that. I'm not like a guard like that.
So you're trying to model your game after. Okay.
Yeah, Lisa Peely. Like she shoots some threes, but really her game's inside, and that's where like I want my game to be like at that level too.
So for this season, what is something that you hope to achieve?
I hope to beat Laney the second time.
Speaking of Laney, y'all unfortunately lost last season to Laney in the conference. What is something you hope to change this time when you play them?
Really already like the difference from last season to this season was that they weren't expecting our team to come as hard as we did the first time. So I feel like in the second time, we really do have to lock in even harder, like play our game, play our strengths, because we have a strength inside. We also have strength for our shooters now. They're starting to get their shots in, and like all our shots are coming back. And so as long as we have that like focus on us, I feel like there's nothing that's gonna stop us when we play them the second time, because all of our conference opponents are like high stakes games in like the beginning, but then they start slowing down. Laney will be high stakes the whole time.
There we go. Well, I'm really glad for the season. Hopefully y'all can kill Laney, because of course we're going to be there, and hopefully we can get you in the booth and have some fun there. And also I want to say thank you for joining me today, Ale.
Of course.
And thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I'm your host, Jaden Smith, and this has been On Campus.
Hi, everybody. This is Julia Wright. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
All right, and we are back underway for the second half of this game, as it is looking to be blowout material. Solano up 42-20. Been a great game for a lot of players for the Solano team, especially Julia Wright, who's coming out of this first half with 14 points. And she's been a sniper from 3 all night tonight.
Yeah, also too, Solano shooting 5 of 17 from 3, 29%. Kind of doesn't live up to it because Julia Wright's hit most of those shots. Actually, she's hit 4 of the 5, excuse me. So I'd just say they're going to just continue their offense, and I would say for Solano too, the defense, just keep the press going.
As Contra Costa is going to start off with an air ball layup. As Julia Wright gets a rebound, she's going to take it herself all the way. Pass out to Aaliyah Hayes up top. Dixon. Julia Wright, corner 3. No good. Rebounded by number 12, Amira Musley.
She's trying to spread the she had from the first half to the start of this third quarter, and she was open right there. I would have taken that shot if I was her.
Not a bad shot at all.
Now here's Georgie. She's going to pull it for 3, too short. Rebounded Jade Dixon. And she's off the races, and that's going to be a travel. Couldn't stop fully in time.
Like Mason, she might be too fast for her own good as well. I mean, she was racing down the court too, and caused the travel, unfortunately. Solano sticking with this full court press. Caused a lot of turnovers in that second quarter for them.
Georgie's top. She has 1 point tonight. She's going to attempt to shoot it. Looked like it was blocked by Dixon, but Nash gets it back as that one is no good. She's leading Contra Costa tonight with 6 points. Here's Aaliyah Hayes from deep.
Rare.
No good.
That's a rare three from Aaliyah Hayes. I mean, it was wide open. It wasn't a bad shot by any means, but kind of a rare shot. Usually she kind of likes to scoot up a little bit and go for that mid-range.
So here's Bernie on the wing. And looks like that was a shot, but it was all air. Rebounded Julia Wright. She's going to find Jay Dixon.
Oh, sloppy pass.
Stolen by Nash. Not going to run the fast break, it seems. Going to pass it out to Bernie for a mid-range, too short. Offensive rebound by Nash, and that layup, no good. Here's Wilbur now pushing. 1-on-2 fast break, and that's a foul.
I got to kind of say it for both teams because it just happened for Solano. Both teams had fast breaks and didn't look up once, and they both had wide open players. Like, both teams would have scored on these possessions.
Yeah,
I don't like I'm not a big fan. I'm a hypocrite because, I do at my actual job, I can have tunnel vision. But on the basketball court, you cannot have tunnel vision, especially when, it's for example, a 3-on-1 fast break. You better be looking up for your other two teammates.
Yeah, I agree. Ball movement on a fast break like that is key to having a successful possession on those fast breaks.
Wilburn goes 2 for 2 from the line, which is going to boost up the Solano lead to 24 points. As they're up 44-20 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third quarter.
Contra Costa starting this quarter, not really finding anything to get going on offense. Can't really find an open shot. See if they can get something going here.
There's Nash on the wing. So he's going to drive in, and she's going to get fouled for a chance at 2.
A tad late on the whistle, but I would have given her she got fouled. I would have given her the call.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that was a foul call. No doubt about that. First one is good by Georgies. She went 1 for 2 from the line last time. This time is different as she makes both. That's going to put her at 3 points on the night.
On offense, Contra Costa had a good ball movement right there to set her up to get to the lane and got fouled. And that's what they need to keep doing offensively. Have better ball movement and find the open woman in the key.
Dixon's floater was no good.
Also, too, Holden, to add on to you, because I agree with your points, also the floor space. I also feel like, too, when Contra Costa is kind of setting up their offense or even running the fast break, they're all, like, cluttered around each other. Like, you need to just space out the floor a little bit more.
Yeah, right as you said that, they had too many people in the corner right there and caused a turnover, and Hayes hits the 3 right there on the fast break.
Wilcox swatting it out. Good defense there. And, by the way, Aaliyah Hayes, that's a rare 3, as I kind of said a few possessions ago. She's not known for the 3-point shot, but great shot there and a good make for her. Maybe that'll build the confidence for her to shoot that a little more often than not.
This couldn't put her at 9 points tonight. She's Solano's second highest scorer. And if I'm Contra Costa, I gotta look for a different ball handler. I think Georgie's, she's done a good enough job limiting turnovers, but I want to give the hands to Nash right there, and I want to see her, create for herself a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I was going to say, if anyone should be kind of running the offense, I think Nash should have, probably from the start, respectfully. I think she should have been. But, yeah, if any time to make a change, it would be now.
Great block by Macy Wilcox, as a lot of subs are coming in for Solano. It's going to be Barra, Mason, Ella Rivasani, and Jaden Reed. So almost a whole new unit for Solano. The only one staying on the court was Julia Wright.
Earned extra minutes there for Julia Wright, I might like to add.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, well-deserved extra minutes too. And, for the most part, besides maybe Mason, she should get a bulk of these shots too. So this could be a kind of chance to show off more of her offensive game. And I'm talking about Julia Wright.
Gervasani's going to pull it, and that one's cash.
That's her second catch-and-shoot three she's made tonight. She's been pretty on from the three-point range tonight so far.
She's a real kind of under the radar, but also a solid three-point shooter. She was, that was kind of her thing last year too when she came in those small minutes when she was a freshman. She'd go in and cash a few threes.
George is going to take the three. That one too short. Rebounded Jaden Reed. Press defense by Nash. She pokes it out of bounds.
She had to calm herself down and not get a second tech right there. It was a close call, but I agree with the ref on that one.
So here's Amari Mason. She's only at 2 points tonight. One of her quieter games of the season.
I have a feeling she's probably going to start looking for her shot a little extra now.
Gervasani's going to try it and make it. Her third three of the night.
Back-to-back threes, too.
And this crowd is loud. They are happy for her.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the Solano crowd, men's or women's. Whether they're up by a lot, they're losing by a lot, whatever the case may be, they're going to still show support for those good plays, for those shots, those efforts. That's one thing that I like about Solano in general is their crowd will always be behind you and loyal no matter
no doubt.
what.
It's a great community over here, and the reason why it is so great is because everybody chips in. Like you said, it's the crowd, it's the coaches, it's the players, the refs, everybody here.
Yeah, everybody does their part, whether it's a large role or a small role.
So the first free throw by Bernie is no good. Both are missed from the charity stripe as Contra Costa gets their own rebound. There's Bernie.
Nice ball movement here from Contra Costa. Just
a little bit too high. And
I jinxed that one.
Kind of a summary of Contra Costa's offense so far this game. Just a little stale, stagnant. Just need someone to come through for this team.
I like the word you just, not stale, but stagnant. That is probably the best word you could have used, and that's the perfect word to describe Contra Costa tonight.
Jaden Reed on the wing, back out to her teammate Dixon, who's going to pull it for two. No good, but offensive rebound by Ibarra. And another rebound.
Dixon's holding her ankle. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think she twisted it when she went back down after the shot.
Oh, that's not good, especially when you're in, you're blowing it out. Yeah. Oh, no. That's not good at all. She's in a lot of pain. Yeah, she's in a lot of pain.
That's so unfortunate for Solano and for her as well. She's been having a great season so far.
That's a lot. That's a huge loss because she looks like she's in a lot of pain and could potentially miss some games. Obviously, we hope she doesn't, but if she does, that's a big loss. And especially, I mean, in a situation like this, the kind of where the score's at, I mean, that just makes it even, even worse. So, but yeah, we do hope she'll be okay. Don't know if she'll return. If she does, great. If not, please get some rest. And hopefully you'll be back sooner than later. She's a big piece of this team. She's, if not the heart and soul, she's one of, she's a part of that. So
I would call her the heart and soul. I mean,
yeah, you know what? I only don't say that because I feel like, that goes for not just her, but like Julia Wright, Amari Mason. There's a lot of women on this team that are like that. So, losing one of them like that, especially someone who's been around on this team for a few seasons now, that's a tough one.
Now here's George is going to drive in. She's going to get contact. That's going to earn her 2 shots.
Contra Costa getting to the line a lot to start this third quarter. It's the only way they're getting points so far, though. Their offense only getting free throws and getting foul calls right now.
So substitutions are going to come in for Solano. It's going to be Ibarra taking a rest, and in is Wilburn.
I think that's probably one of my favorite kind of substitutions, is swapping those two out, just because you're not really losing anything when one goes out. I mean, obviously, yes, both are different skill set wise. They're not exactly the same player, but you're just kind of just replacing one tower for another one, and that's I think a good thing to have for Solano. And like we saw tonight, Wilburn usually comes off the bench, and coach decided to put her in the starting lineup and let Ibarra come off the bench, and Ibarra was used to that her freshman year, so that might be kind of more of a role for her, where she kind of comes in and can kind of do her thing a little more on offense too.
So now just 4 minutes left in this third quarter.
Can't leave her open.
No, you cannot. 3 straight for her. She's like Julia Wright right now. 3 straight. She's about one more, she makes it 4. She's up there with Julia Wright.
That ball almost stolen by Ella, as Nash is going to take a floater. That one no good.
Tough
Rebounded by
floater.
Wilburn. She's going to push herself.
Nice ball
Ella
movement.
low.
Good fake.
The fake.
Oh,
and
but
that
can't
shot no good.
finish.
Offensive rebound by Hayes.
Yeah, she's
Great
fighting.
hustle by Solano so far
Went
in
out
the
of
second
bounds.
half.
Yeah. Went out of bounds there.
Missed opportunity for Solano right there. Fortunately for them, we haven't seen much of that tonight. It's been a very efficient offense.
Oh yeah, I mean, and nobody's perfect, so I mean, we're gonna see a potential few hiccups or so, but like you said, not that many tonight, as Reed's gonna get the steal, but it's gonna go out of bounds.
So now Jaden Reed is gonna take a rest, as it was Will Cox subbing in for her.
This is pretty much, minus Wilcox, this is pretty much a bench lineup, so this is going to be interesting to see how this shapes out.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. Contra Costa has to find something, as it's going to be Nash, and she's going to earn a trip to the line.
Another bailout. 3 of those, I've counted 3 where Contra Costa, or excuse me, Solano's bailed out Contra Costa with the shot clock going down. That's the 3rd one. Luckily, Solano has a pretty big lead, but if this was any other game where it was close, those are crucial. I mean, those are crucial fouls and free throws to make in general. So Solano's definitely, I would say, lucky. Best way to put it.
First one is good for Nash, as she's up to 7 points tonight.
It's been tough for this Contra Costa team on offense. Haven't made a field goal yet in this third quarter. Only scored 4 points total in the half.
Nash, no good. And another poor turnover for Contra Costa. One you just can't let happen.
Yeah, now the turnover differential is kind of getting a little out of hand now, as Contra Costa is now up to 18 and Solano only has 10. Points off turnover is also the story too. Contra Costa only has 9 points off the 10 Solano turnovers. Solano has 22 off the 18 turnovers from Contra Costa.
Bad pass by Solano. So now Contra Costa will get it back. 58-24, Solano up with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
I think a huge part to those points off turnovers for Solano is they're so good on the fast break. They always have numbers on the fast break, and their basketball IQ is so high for most of their players. They know what to do with the ball on a fast break like that.
And another Contra Costa turnover. That's number 19.
A lot of passes to Casper the Ghost in these couple possessions. So here's Ella Grivasani, thought about it. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Nash.
Going into this game, too, as we've kind of seen, the substitution in lineups, Contra Costa's best player is not playing tonight. And, I didn't see anything with an injury or anything like that, so maybe it kind of just happened or something's up. But, I mean, Nakia Youngblood they're missing 25 points, you know? So, I mean, that's another kind of thing to factor in, and it's a little odd, but, I mean, you can't always feel bad for somebody, I guess, but, that's a big loss, too, along with just the other struggles that they're having tonight.
Now Christina Hunley will take it up. Georgia's going to drive in almost a
Good block by Mason.
shot was no good, and a great
She comes
rebound
back
by
for the
Mason.
rebound. Great hustle by Mason.
Subs coming in for Solano's. Julia Wright's coming back in. And out for a break is Macy Wilcox.
Yeah, and Wilcox has been really, she got the start tonight, and she's been very, like, solid. Like, her numbers aren't really, like, eye-popping or, like, very noticeable, but her presence on the floor on both ends, on offense and defense, it's definitely shown for Solano. So she's a nice asset to have, and she can have games kind of like this or even better. I mean, the Solano team's got a lot of weapons in the armory.
As Georgia's working on Jade Dixon. Not the best shot considering how good Dixon is on defense, as Mason's going to push it. Slow it down and find Ella.
What a pass.
Yeah. Oh, Reed can't finish that.
Yeah, that pass had some flair on it. Looks like some flames coming off of it. Here's Hunley. She's at 3 points tonight. And passes to Roburn. Ella's going to run the fast break. And is going to make it.
She can do more than shoot the three. She's having a really nice game, Gervasani, coming off the bench.
Yeah,
really nice game.
12 points off the bench.
Yeah.
That shot all air. As again, long offensive rebound. Georgia's for three. Other air balls. Wilburn gets the rebound. Julia Wright leaking for three, and that was cash.
So
crowd goes nuts. Bench goes nuts.
It's those fast break opportunities for Solano. I mean, their IQ is just so good, knowing to kick it out to their shooters on the three-point line when the person with the ball is driving towards the lane.
That shooting hand is sizzling.
15 seconds on both the shot clock and game clock. Last possession of this third quarter as a three is took, almost goes in, rebounded by Georges as she takes a fall, and that is going to be a turnover, which will make it Solano ball. 6.5 seconds left to get a shot. We'll see what they could do.
Plenty of time. It just depends on how fast they decide to bring the ball up the court.
Mason's going to have to hurry. 3 seconds. Got to
She's
shoot
gonna
it.
Pull it.
Too high. So now 63-24 going into this fourth quarter. This game is almost but surely up, and we will see what Solano has
Not
to
if
offer
you
in
can
this
hear me.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was a rough third quarter by Contra Costa, especially on the offensive end. They didn't no field goals made in that entire quarter. They only had the free throws and only 4 points to come from it. I mean, it's just been a struggle for them on offense. And to give credit to Solano, they've played great on defense so far, especially in that third quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, just with Contra Costa, the offensive struggles. I mean, they've been from the jump, from tip-off, but also to just kind of their lack of depth in general, and Nakia Youngblood not being available for this game for whatever reason. Hope everything is okay. It might have just kind of been a last-minute injury on the injury report, something like that. But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking here. They've ran 6 players tonight, Contra Costa. So that definitely weighs down. That'll weigh down on you for sure, running the 6 players. And, I'm sure, like you said, Holden, I believe right before the first half end, their fatigue was kicking in. That's not good. I mean, you're going to the half to take a break, but that's not good having that much fatigue in the first half. You got a whole nother half to play.
Yeah, you compare that to Solano's 9 players played tonight. I mean, they got fresh legs every time someone subs in.
Yeah.
And it's clear they've just been running them off the court.
I mean, Solano's got a whole nother lineup on their bench to put in almost. I mean, comparing that to Contra Costa's 6 players, I mean, those numbers are very significant.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back to kind of what I said. Coach Matt is just keeping the rotations fluid and fresh. I mean, that's kind of the advantage you can have. It might not be a fair advantage, but, I mean, you always got to take advantage if you can, respectfully, That's just how it goes.
Can you hear me? So we're not going live. We're not live no more. It's just something wrong with our live broadcast. So we're still do the same thing. We're still gonna do the interview after this show. Just like send it down whoever's doing it. Like let's say Holden's doing it. Just say, hey, we're going down to Holden, and we're just going straight into the interview. Sounds good?
Yep.
As don't know, referees over at the scores table don't know what's going on with what the conversation's about. As we wait for the fourth quarter to start, they're now talking to Coach Matt now.
Curious to see what they're talking about.
I'm wondering too what kind of the holdup is and what's up with what's really kind of going on. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I mean, it looks like we're gonna play. I don't think they're gonna stop the game or anything, but I am very curious on what's kind of the holdup and what was going on with the conversations over at the scores table. But looks like we're just about ready. Yep.
There we go.
One more quarter left.
So here's Amari Mason. Almost stolen by Bernie. Cross-court pass from Julia Wright.
Good pass. Good passing in general, actually, from Solano.
That shot was no good by Mason, but that was a great read by Wilburn, able to find it there.
Look
Here's
at
Amari
Mason.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
She was flying down the court to get that block.
Wow, I was literally just getting ready to say Solano has a crazy lead, and Mason's been respectfully non-existent tonight, but, I mean, she just made a statement right there on defense. Great hustle.
They were up 40 points. That 2 points meant nothing to them, but to show that effort, it just shows exactly what the Solano team is made of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 110% every single minute for them. I mean, I like it.
That three by Contra Costa, no good, as it is rebounded by Jaden Reed, who's going to take it up herself. She's going to find Julia Wright for three. Thought about it.
Hesitation. I think if she would have pulled it right away, I think that would have been bottoms.
Wilburn able to get the roll. And that's going to be her fourth point of the night, as it is 65-24, but 9 minutes left to go in this game. So Solano's still sticking with their zone, as it has worked beautifully tonight. Someone just trying to get open. It's going to be Christina Hunley who's going to pull it.
It's a deep three to take.
Yeah.
Shot clock was winding down, but I mean, they still had a little extra time. Oh, Aaliyah Hayes smoking the layup. That's very unlike her.
So Contra Costa gets a lucky stop. There's Christina Hunley.
I want to see their offense set more screens. I feel like they're just passing the ball around back and forth and not finding an open shot. They got to set some more screens, I think, on offense to get it going at least.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually glad you brought that up, Holden, because unless it just happened like super quick and I missed it, I don't think I've seen one pick and roll ran at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just try something different. I mean, obviously, you know, it's not working right now on offense. Switch it up. Run the pick and roll. Do, you know, maybe run a little two-man game or something. I mean, just the ISO basketball and looking for your own shot is not working respectfully for Contra Costa. It's not.
Timeout is called by Contra Costa as their coach is heated.
Yeah, we heard that from here.
In a game like this, you cannot blame him, as they are down 40 points.
Yeah, he just wants to see that offense get going and get an open shot. I mean, every pass they make is to a player, but then they're double teamed. And then they pass it out, and then they don't have an open shot as well. So, just not very good offense so far for Contra Costa.
It's kind of like what I said in the first half. It seems like Contra Costa, there's no spacing, there's no ball movement. They're all like cluttered up. Because like you're right, like Nash whipped it into Georges. Georges had two defenders like practically circled around her, and then the third defender ran up and smacked the ball, which led to the turnover. So I just think they, in general, just kind of need to space out, don't need to be like right next to each other, and that goes on the defensive end too, because I feel like there's times where they're even a little bunched up together on defense. You got to have some sort of spacing. You can't be clogged up, or it just won't work.
4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Nice and one.
And one.
Good and one.
No doubt, that was George's.
That's their first field goal of the second half.
Wow.
Great field goal, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a nice and one.
Now George's has a chance at a 3-point play. She's at 6 points tonight. That one no good, as it is rebounded by Ibarra. And a foul is called on Contra Costa.
I believe that was on Nash. She was a little upset there, but she is trying to keep her composure after getting the technical in the first half. She doesn't want a second one.
Vivasani.
Nice ball movement here by Solano.
Yeah.
Everyone on Solano touched the ball.
Almost resulted in a mid-range by Aaliyah Hayes. That's her game. That one no good, but we have seen a lot of those going.
I'm not mad at that, though.
Of course not.
I mean, adding on to what you said, almost 99% of the time when every player on the offense touches the ball, they're going to get a successful offensive possession.
Christina Hunley for 3. That time it's good.
That was deep. I know you said the one earlier, and I was like, I don't know if that was deep. That was deep.
Yeah.
That one was deep for sure.
Vivasani falls, which is going to result in a Solano turnover. Looks like she wanted a foul call on Nash, but the whistle was not blown. As Jana Reed is going to make a sub for Wilburn. So we did see a good run by Wilburn and Ibarra. I know you're talking about how it's normally one or the other end, but I think that was a great run by both of them sharing the court together. So
yeah, I mean, there's no – personally, I have no problem with them sharing the court. I mean, I'm a person where I like length and height. So, you know, these are two of the tallest girls probably on the team, with Amari Mason too as well. But I mean, yeah, if it works, it works. But I think for the better, especially when playoffs come around, I think you're going to want that swap substitution between Wilburn and Ibarra. Now, that's up to coach if he wants to start Wilburn and let Ibarra come off the bench or vice versa. That's up to him. But I think that's kind of the thing you need to do going forward, especially when you play the better teams and when we get into the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely agree with you with that one, Blake. As Georges misses that floater, Ibarra with the rebound. And she's off to the races herself.
Nice fake by Wilcox, and she gets the finish.
Beautiful layup by Wilcox.
Great vision up the court there by Ibarra, leading the fast break, finding Wilcox open down in the post. And she used a nice move to fake that shot and get the layup to free up.
I think one of the most underrated things probably on this entire team is that Ibarra can bring up the ball for her height, and she's trusted upon. Obviously, maybe not to play, make, and run the offense, but there are times where she needs to run the floor. They'll let her run the floor, and like we saw in that play, she either passes out and we've seen times too where she's taking it all the way and she can finish. So that's a great quality to have, but I think it's one of the more underrated skills on this team.
Jokic-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, Jokic or Sabonis.
Sabonis. Yeah. There you go, Holden. Yeah. He's having a killer season. He's been on a tear the last couple games for the Kings. But we're here talking about Solano basketball. That was Gervasani's heat check, by the way. I've been keeping track.
Why not try it again? That time no good. Offensive rebound by Ibarra. Also short, as it is rebounded finally by Contra Costa.
Once again, the hustle for the Solano team this late in the game with this kind of lead. I mean, you know, you could say, like, I would settle down here as a team with this lead, but that's not what Solano does. I mean, they go 110% till the last whistle. I like it.
I'm not mad at it. Hey, keep your foot on the gas, and also too, you know, they're really, like, especially that last possession. That was the definition of crashing the boards, and they were doing that.
Great mid-range shot by Aaliyah Hayes there. That's going to put her in double digits. And this Solano team is not giving up until the final buzzer. Foot is on the gas.
Yeah, she's great from the mid-range. She can find her spot around that mid-range area. She's going to take it.
Nash tries the mid-range, but it's no good. But Contra Costa gets second chance at a 3, and it's going to be George's. Great shot for her, which is going to put her at 9 points tonight.
Also, I want to give credit to number 2, Christina Hunley. That was a nice, quick, kind of no-look pass over to George's in the corner.
Mason almost loses the ball, but able to contain it. The pass from Rivasani as Jaden Reed shoots for 3, but no good. So Nash is going to bring it up herself, going the other way. Pass it out to Georges. 3 for Contra Costa, rattles in and out, and it is rebounded by Mason, able to get that long rebound. Jump ball is called, and it will stay Contra Costa ball. Subs will come in. Wilburn's coming in for Solano, and out is Ibarra.
That's the 3rd jump ball of the game, and all 3 of them have been very quick whistles to call the jump ball. I mean, the Contra Costa player had about her hand on the ball for about like a millisecond, and they called the jump ball. So I don't. Very quick jump ball calls right so far by the refs.
So Contra Costa looking for something. George is going to drive in for the layup, and it is no good. Rebounded by Wilburn. Going to slow it down and pass it out to Ella.
Nice pass.
Rivasani reverse layup, or excuse me, Jaden Reed, as she gets fouled, and will earn a trip to the line, 2 shots.
Great ball movement once again by Solano on the offensive possession, finding the open player down below.
Yeah, and Solano just a little above their average points per game as a team. In overall play, it's about 66.6. In a conference game like this one tonight, they actually average less, 64.3. So, you know, a good amount of time left in this game. I'm sure they'll put up some more points, and those numbers will go up. But you know, Solano's scoring, you know, has been pretty up to where it needs to be, and even, you know, a little better as we're seeing.
Yeah, they've been great from the 3 tonight, especially by Gervasoni and Julia Wright. That's really added to their point totals tonight.
There's Georges, corner. A little bit more movement in this final quarter, which is good to see. Unfortunately, it does not result in points. This Contra Costa team, as Ella is going to pull up from mid-range, no good. And that is going to be off of Nash's knees, it looks like. So it will stay Solano's ball. Just 3 minutes left to go in this game, and for those who don't know, this is a doubleheader, so the men's will be up right after this. Jaden Reed shoots a 3, and that one's all air. So now Henley will take it the other way. Nash on the wing. Gonna take it herself. Great defense by Solano as Mason ends up with the ball in her hands. Good pass.
Oh, good. Smart play by, that's going to actually stay with. Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say that was a kick ball. I was just getting ready to say, good smart play, but also good vision by Gervasani. I kind of felt like she could have probably took it herself and maybe would have scored, but she saw Hayes open at like the last possible second, decided to dump it off to her. So very unselfish, as a lot of these Solano Falcon players are.
Gervasani finds Jaden Reed on the wing. Good moves. Almost thought about the 3, but Amari Mason is going to try it. That one offline. Solano gets the offensive rebound for a chance at 2. The bank is open for Mason, and that is going to be her 4th point of the night.
Yeah,
so
extremely quiet night for her. She was the player I circled, and I personally thought she was going to have one of those monster 20-20 games like we saw in our last broadcast, and she's been very quiet and kind of letting some other teammates kind of get opportunities and shots. As Nash will shoot, and we're almost through this game, and someone hasn't closed the darn door. I'll take a guess and say it's the lobby door.
Ibarra is going to sub in for Aaliyah Hayes, as her night could potentially be over.
And Blake, like you were saying about Mason not really having her 2020 game, like you were saying, but other players shining. And that shows how many good players Solano has and how good their team is, just by having multiple star players being able to shine in different games. I think it just shows to the depth of this team.
Yeah, and by no means is it a negative that Mason is having a very quiet game. It's not. I mean, the greats have quiet games. I mean, she has 4 points and 9 boards. So, I mean, it's not like she's not, contributing. She's playing her part. It's just the offense tonight isn't there. She's shooting 2 of 8. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's incredible that she's not really doing a whole lot on the offense, and they have a ginormous lead like this. It's now up to 40 points after the Ibarra free throw. But, I mean, Julia Wright just decided to kind of take the spotlight a little bit tonight. Gervasoni off the bench has been phenomenal. Aaliyah Hayes, as solid as she has always been, she kind of just decided to look for a shot a little extra. Nothing wrong with that.
Gervasoni right there gets the steal as you were talking about her.
There's Mason up top, going to find Ella in the wing. Tough pass, which will result in a turnover.
And like Drew said, we do have a doubleheader for you. The men's game will start at 7:30, but also stick around after the women's game. We are going to have a post-game interview with the star of tonight's game. That will be Julia Wright. So I will be doing that interview myself, so stay tuned for that.
So just a minute and 15 left in this game. And it has definitely been a blowout. A strong performance by Solano, as that shot was no good by Contra Costa. The 3 for them is no good. Long rebounds and end up in the hand of Contra Costa as they get a chance. Won't be able to hit.
Borges looks shaken up after that play. She just got off the floor. Maybe the fatigue setting in as well coming to the end of this game. She's been playing almost the whole entire game. And she will sub out.
So now Mason will take it up. Just 40 seconds left to go in this game, as the whistle is blown and a timeout is called.
I mean, there's 40 seconds left, and he still wants to score. I mean, I like the intensity.
Yeah, like we've been saying all game, it's not over until that final buzzer sounds. And until then, it's foot on the gas 24/7, and you're pushing as hard as you can. I love the mentality by Coach Matt there. But in a game where it's 40 points,
Yeah. I mean, he just wants them to – he works to perfection. I mean, you're obviously not going to be perfect, but he's trying to, push them to be their best selves and have almost a perfect game. And right there, he didn't like what he saw, and he went and coached them up just for a second. I mean, even though there's 40 seconds left, he wanted to let them know, like, hey, let's still play to our best potential and our best ability and finish this game out.
And you may disagree with the intensity, but you could look at the gym and see all the banners hanged up. They speak for themselves. So now Mason up top again, going to try it. They pass it up top to Wilburn, looking for someone. It's going to be Ella. Barra up top, going to drive in, foul, and one.
Great play to set her up to get that drive. They had really great ball movement on that offensive position, set her up to have a perfect open lane to the basket, causes the and one.
Flawless execution by Solano there, which has been the story of tonight's game. Perfect execution.
Probably what Coach Matt drew up there during that 30-second timeout. I'd say it was worth it.
I mean, this is a conference game, these need to be statement games. You can't go easy on your division rivals. You got to show them who you are. So as Mason is going to get a final steal, she's going to slow it down and look for Ella, who's going to dribble the ball out, and that is the final buzzer. So the game is finally over. Solano wins 75-32 as they remain undefeated in the Bay Valley Conference. Holden, any last thoughts?
I mean, Solano just had an overall very good, complete game. They had 4 players in double-digit points. Julia Wright leading with 17 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. She also had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. But credit to Ella Gervasoni coming off the bench, having 14 points, 4 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, she was great all night.
They were
definitely props to her.
Her and Julia Wright were a fantastic duo from 3 tonight, and it shows on the scoreboard. They had more points than they normally average, and it was a great showing from the Solano team. As for Contra Costa, their offense just didn't seem to get going. It started to get going. They just couldn't get a shot to fall in that first half, but once the second half hit, that fatigue settled in as they did not have numbers on this very deep Solano team.
And like we said, there will be a post-game interview. It is going to be Blake Molina's last post-game interview.
So I do have Julia Wright after the game. A big victory for you. You had a big night, though. Tell me a little about what was going right for not only you but the team.
We really worked on offense and defense really this whole week. We knew we got 2 competitive games going on just because our conference really isn't the best, but we still are going to have times because we got great competitors going against each other. But just in practice, we've been pushing, and every little key detail is really what is getting us this season so far. And I really hope we keep going and don't take it a step down so far.
So real quick, before I let you go, I know you guys had a great game all around on both the offense and defensive end, a big W. What's one thing, though, you guys can work on for the next game?
I would say turnovers. Our turnovers is probably the biggest thing this season, especially compared to last season, but with our turnovers and just moving the ball. Today I liked how we moved the ball more, just all around, running offense, and everybody got great shots. A lot of our shots went in today, but I just say working on our turnovers.
Yeah. Well said. I couldn't agree more. Again, congratulations on the W and your great game tonight, and we'll be calling the next game for you at home, and I'm sure you guys are going to keep it going. 7-game win streak, and you're protecting home court 7-0 at home. Keep it up. Thank you, Miss Julia Wright. We appreciate it. And that'll do it for us here for the post-game interview. I'm going to send it back up to my colleagues, Drew Kirby and Holden Beers.
Thank you for that interview, Blake. And once again, thank you for Julia Wright for doing that. Great win for the Solano Falcons, as they go undefeated in the Bay Valley Conference. And we will hear from you guys. We will see you guys next time.